Hey everybody, it is January 22nd, 2020. Time is about 12:20 CST, and it is Geo-Rant time. Geo-Rant number 120. And Sarah, thankfully, I got a bunch of blank hats and some UP Upper Peninsula patches, and she went and sewed them on for me. So now I have more UP hats. But that's not what this Geo-Rant is about. This Geo-Rant is about chronostratigraphy. To a degree. I'm not going to go into details or how to classify units chronostratigraphically. I'm going to talk about this as briefly as I can. This is a new publication that will be on the website. This is a condensed printable version of the actual poster one, which is almost 4 feet long. Why is it 4 feet long? Well, this is dealing with the Precambrian. And in this, 1 inch equals 100 million years or 1 Geon. Okay, a Geon is just a standard 100 million year interval of time that Hoffman in 1990 established, and people who work with geochronology, especially geophysics, love to use these. And today, to 100 million years ago, is Geon 0. We start with 0, we don't start with 1. So that's why you'll see things like 1600 million years ago to 1700 million years ago is Geon 16. But the point of me doing this, like I said, this is a condensed version. It's the entire Precambrian. Here's what you can see. The top here. This starts with the Neo-Proterozoic, the most recent, and works back. But you can see I have divided it here. And the GSA, the Geologic Society of America, in 2018 came out with their 5.0 version of the geologic timescale, which is based on the same one. The international stratigraphic one is. The two are almost identical. The international stratigraphic one is just a little more detailed. It pins ages down to about 100,000 or 10,000 years, as were GSA's basically to 1 million, until you start to get near the Quaternary. But anyway, I digress. So they did that, and they shrunk the cryogenian in the Neo-Proterozoic from a period spanning about 215 million years to about 85. I don't know why they did this. I am a lithostratigrapher. I do not usually dabble with chronostratigraphy. Me and my, other than Geons, I do deal with Geons, but me trying to understand things is what prompted this, actually, because in 2006, the Federal Graphic Data Committee, the FGDC, along with the United States Geological Survey, or USGS, made a standardized, very long pamphlet for geologic map symbols and colors. Yes, the colors have been standardized. Like I said, they did this in 2006 and haven't touched it since. Now, 2009 was about the year we started to really take the Precambrian seriously and try to divide it. So it would be later, at least I'm pretty sure it was 2009. I know in the 2012 and 2018, they're totally divided. I want to say, yeah, 2009. So we have a problem. They standardized, and that's what this last column is, map nomenclature that you see here. And so the FGDC standardized a lot of these things before we had a time scale. And for the Precambrian, most things, I mean, we had the Neo-Proterozoic, Mesoproterozoic, Paleoproterozoic, Archean, and Hadean then. They tried to divide everything except the Hadean. It's not divided into basically 3 subsets. Now, as you can see, like here for the Mesoproterozoic, these arrows indicate that the Proterozoic, the Neo would be up here, the Paleo would be down here. It divides almost equally into 3 spans of periods. Now, a period in the Precambrian is a lot longer, with the exception of cryogenian, is a lot longer than the ones you see in the Phanerozoic. And what you see here are these Y3, Y2, and Y1. Y is the designation for the Mesoproterozoic. Z for the Neo-Proterozoic, and it isn't usually subdivided, but I have seen Z1, Z2, and Z3 on maps before, so it is in here. Paleoproterozoic is X, and the Archean is divided into U, V, and W. I don't know why. It's just the way it is. As were things in the Phanerozoic, like the Cambrian's a C, the Ordovician's an O, the Devonian's a D, the Silurian's an S, but then you get to like the Pennsylvanian, you see the two-legged P thing. Cretaceous is a K. We use more familiar symbols, except for the Hadean. We have no Hadean symbol, so we just use this PA-looking thing, which means pre-Archean. But we don't use the one-letter system for that for some reason. I don't know. Anyway. As you can see here in the Archean, you have U's and V's, and the thing with the Archean and the Paleoproterozoic is we didn't divide, like the early Paleoproterozoic, the X1, if you will. The X1 did not become its own period. We divided the Paleoproterozoic into 4 periods instead of 3, but on the maps you still see X1, X2, and X3. So I was trying to translate that into actual dates. This is my best approximation from the available literature. It is not perfect. It will change as you can see, a lot of the dates in the Precambrian are very even increments. 1600, 1800 million years ago. 2050 is the odd man out. 2300 million years ago. We have very even increments because it's arbitrary. In the Phanerozoic, depending on what it is, the timeline is usually divided by contidont fossils between periods. We don't have those in the Precambrian. And the Neoproterozoic, I don't know what's up with that. I don't know why the Cryogenian was shrunk like that. Maybe it has to do with glaciation periods. Maybe it has to do with the emergence of your complex life. I don't know. I'm not a fossil guy. I study stratigraphy. I study the actual rocks themselves. And I didn't look into great detail as to why it was that way. It could be completely arbitrary for all I know. I don't know. Anyway, I digress. So, this was created in order to visually, graphically represent the periods you see on the time scale, or any of the divisions of time on the geologic time scale, with map units, what you see written on geologic maps, because you are not going to see on a geologic map the Osirian, at least not yet. What you're going to see is you're going to see units either slapped with an X2 or an X3. So that's why I created this. All right. Anyway, that's it. If you have any questions or comments below, please leave them, and I hope you learned something.